Thousands of indigenous demonstrators crossed the national border of Bolivia and Peru recently to unite as one and marched to Bolivia, capital of La Paz, to remember 18th century native hero Tupac Katari and celebrate native rights.
On March 13th, hundreds of indigenous Bolivians and Peruvians from the Umasurios provinces and their native lands across the national border of Bolivia and Peru marched to La Paz to commemorate the siege of Tupac Katari and his famous freedom yell. The indigenous people celebrated their native culture and remember the Aymara ruler who led 18th century indigenous revolts before being executed by the nationalists. Tupac Katari died after his body was torn apart by 4 horses. His defiance at his dramatic death has been passed down through the generations. When they killed him, he said, "I shall return and I shall be millions." That is a kind of protest that has germinated in our hearts, and it's one of the reasons we talk today about ancestral culture and we propose the creation of indigenous nation-states. Bolivian President Evo Morales, the country's first indigenous leader, has pushed to increase rights for the nation's Indian majority and defend their traditional lifestyle under a new constitution. Some of those rulings, particularly those which de-emphasize personal property, have been controversial to the country's middle and upper classes. But lawmakers say it is important to maintain political pressure. They can steal it from us. We must take care of it. That's why these symbolic events of our courage and spirit for our president to see. And he see that we're present and that we want absolute power without sharing it. Tupac Katari led great masses of Quechua and Aymara Indians who tried unsuccessfully to expel descendants of the Spanish conquistadors from the Andean region. Many of the region's indigenous people believe that his rebel cry vowing to return foretold the present day. TITV Weekly.